quite a lot of practice with this compassionate self, been doing quite a lot of, the physiological practice and focusing on the qualities. And in this exercise, just going to see if we can use these chairs in the room to start up a conversation or some kind of interaction from this compassionate self. So actually speaking from the compassionate self with one of your voices. And from what you were saying before, sounds like you're happy to, I'll just check this is right, you're happy to speak as the voice speaking. Yeah. Does that feel okay?
Yeah,
okay.
I think that will be all right.
So we'll just need these two chairs really, and one being the compassionate self chair and one being the voice. Which voice would you like to speak as?
Well, there's a voice which only comes when I'm very vulnerable and stressed, and she's called Demon. And I'd quite like to try and talk with her from the compassionate self, because I often don't feel very compassionate towards her. It would be interesting for me to see.
Right. Okay, so Demon is her name.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we do shift between the chairs, it'd be great if we could do that quite slowly, so you get a chance to actually embody the different characters. So when we're in the compassionate chair, just really kind of get a sense of that wisdom and strength and compassion. And when you're in Demon's chair, again, some of the emotions that she represents, which are quite stressed, quite anxious, quite
quite sort of aggressive, but not necessarily in a demonstrative way, more in a sort of sly way.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm curious to hear what she has to say, and if it feels difficult at any time, just let me know. We can just come back and do some breathing, some grounding. So anytime, feel free to just let me know how it's going.
Great.
All right. So we have been. I think if we start off with compassionate self, so it's almost like we're setting the context. So we've been doing a lot of practice with this. So we're not going to go through the whole practice, but let's just closing your eyes, just giving yourself a chance to just check in with your compassionate self. And that means the physical experience of the compassionate self, how it feels grounded, composed, strong, but really genuinely motivated for caring, trying to understand, trying to get to the root of distress so that it can be helpful. So, okay, we're just creating the kind of secure base of the compassionate self, but when you're ready, perhaps you could go over to Demon's chair. Okay. And again, just trying to connect physically with her and how she is, that maybe some of that, the tone that she brings in when she's speaking to Elizabeth. Demon, what is it that you want to say, or is there anything that you would like to say to Elizabeth, or just share with us about how you feel?
Oh, I just think she's disgusting. And I quite enjoy making her feel awful and making her remember how disgusting she is. And I enjoy when she's in pain and when she's feeling vulnerable. I don't really have much time for her when she's in her happy place.
seeming quite frustrated or frustrated with her.
I don't know, you could call it that.
I'm just trying to connect with how that feels.
Well, it feels fine for me.
And is there anything that you say directly to her?
Well, I told her that she's disgusting. 'Cause she clearly needs reminding. She's gotten into all this positive, compassionate thinking. She needs to be reminded how disgusting she is. It's rotting away. You're all rotting away. Human beings are just decaying flesh.
Okay, so a lot of disgust there. And quite kind of visual images of disgust. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. I can see it when I look at Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I can see how she's falling apart. And I remind her.
And what do you want? What's your intention? What's important to you?
The reality of decay and pain and suffering. Not all this deluded. Need to be real about what human beings are.
Can I just ask you to come back to Compassionate Self chair and just... So when you come back into this chair, so we're really trying to shift now into this character that we've been building, so just connecting with how that feels physically. Again, maybe more strong, grounded, composed. And just tune into your breath as well, and particularly that soothing rhythm of breathing. Just to bring down some of this frustration and threat-based emotion, just to settle that. So we've just heard Demon talking about her disgust and her real just frustration that people aren't looking at the reality of things.
Yes.
And which is really important to her.
Yeah.
Just wondering, from your compassionate self, how you might respond to that, and maybe just letting her know first of all that you've heard her.
I want to thank her for bringing that reality in. It sounds very important to her to think about human beings as, something that's not pretty, but that we are actually part of that's how I understand what she's saying. We're part of a life cycle, and that we're decaying and we're going to die and we're going to disappear, and I find it, I think I have a lot of curiosity about what she's talking about.
Can I ask you to just address her directly? Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
Just to kind of respond to her from your compassionate self, recognising what she's just said and how that's important.
So when I hear you talk about human beings and the disgust you feel, and I find myself quite curious. I find it quite interesting, your perspective on, you talk about us human beings. So yeah, I'm curious to hear more about how you see humans and what you think is important. I also notice that seems to be a lot of agitation, I don't know, but I just feel curious about that as well. how it is for you. Human beings fooling themselves is how I understood it, that human beings are deluded and not seeing the reality, and you sounded very frustrated about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it okay to just go back in, just so that we can hear Demon's response? So again, just take a bit of time to get into that embodied sense, connect. So Demon, the compassionate self was really interested in what you had to say, and actually sees that you've got some really good points, and shares some of your take on the things you're frustrated by, and was curious to know a bit more, and wondered whether there was something quite frustrating.
I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. I don't know if I can trust this. It's just trying to get to me, so you're trying to change me. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I feel a bit unsettled and unsure.
She's worried that you're trying to change her.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can say in response? And again, just speaking directly to her, if that's okay.
So I hear you saying that you feel unsettled by my curiosity, and you're worried that we might be trying to manipulate you, maybe, or make you change how you are by being nice to you. And you said you weren't sure about what was going on. I definitely don't want you to feel threatened by what we're doing. There is no agenda of trying to change you. It's just genuine curiosity about your perspective.
Maybe that's is that okay? Does it feel like an okay place to leave that now? And just before we finish, if we can just come back, stay with your compassionate self, just really focus on that intention towards Demon, just connecting with that curiosity about her, that desire to understand her a bit more, to not push her away or get rid of her, or just finding a way to maybe develop more of a collaboration with her, where you can really listen to what her concerns are.